We are live.
Oh.
I think we got just on the edge of that stream, so I'm glad that we did that. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of The Final Rule, the completely improvised D&D podcast. I, as always, am your Dungeon Master and host, Glenn Underwood, also known as Maytag. You can find me on Twitter at May_tag official. And joining me, I have the usual suspects and a mysterious, very special guest. But first, let's introduce each other. Or, not each other. We're not going to introduce each other. God, that would be a mess. Let's introduce ourselves. Starting, of course, with Chase.
Hello, I'm Chase Bernard. I have a streaming channel on Twitch at Cut to the Chase, and you can also find me on Twitter at Cut to the Chase 9.
Thank you, Chase. Hey, Justin, why don't you introduce yourself for us?
My name is Justin. I will be playing Kintorla, the green dragonborn, and you can find me on Drinks and Dice Gaming on Twitch or D-Dice Gaming on Twitter, as shown right below.
I forgot to mention I play Dorvis. I just realized that.
No, you don't.
Not today, you don't. Hey,
I don't
Vince.
play anyone.
Go ahead, Vince.
That's me. I'm Vince. Today I'll be playing the role of Walter Tang, the less racist Earth Genasi than before. You can
Yes.
find me on Instagram at I'm a theater major because I'm the theater major.
Hey, thank you, Vincent. Hey, Brendan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Brendan. You can find me at Brendan Bias on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll be playing Brooke Pendleton, the lowest of armor classes. I don't know what to say, you guys.
And
That's
emerging from the
about perfect.
ether is our very special guest.
Hey.
Oh.
Whoa, that's what you look like.
Whoa!
Small screen.
That's a cool camera trick.
Yeah, I'm like good at cameras. I'm
Excellent.
Michael Moss. I'm going to be playing Travis Tritt, the halfling stout rogue, and you can find me at Michael Joseph Moss Instagram, and also Latco_comedy Instagram and latcocomedy.com.
Alrighty. So this is a very landmark episode for us because of a couple of reasons. One of which being we actually have like a story arc developing for the first time since we've started playing. As of last episode, I know, exciting.
Oh, Lord.
Came out of nowhere. And secondly, because Mike is actually a real life improviser. That's sort of his thing.
I mean, aren't we all?
Well, I mean,
We're gonna get like checked up on now. Like, this is
ask
it.
the viewers. The viewers will tell you if we're real life improvisers or not. But we are very excited to have him on. We're very excited to play today and see where things go. As always, completely improvised D&D sort of is a weird sort of idea that we've been playing with, where, you know, for the most part, most DMs do improvise here and there whenever it comes to like character names or like towns or situations where they weren't expecting their characters to sort of throw them in. Here we improvise everything. The characters had no backstory whenever we first created them. There was no world. There was no overarching story, villains, heroes, nothing. We started from absolute scratch, and we're building as we go. But in order to do this, we have been helped by, of course, the 5 rules of improv that we try our best to adhere to. And as always, we're going to go over those 5 rules in short. The first rule being yes, even better, yes and. Whenever somebody says something and establishes that something is true about the world or about a character, it is all of our responsibilities to, of course, say yes to that sort of detail that they've established, and even more if we can say yes and build on top of it, we help to create a fuller, richer world. We also want to, for our second rule, work to the height of our intelligence, because it's really, really easy whenever we improvise to go for the dick or poop jokes, and then from there you don't really have anywhere to go. So we are doing our best to sort of subvert expectations and play to the best of our abilities, how smart we all are, in order to make you laugh at things that aren't just the lowest common denominator. We want to give and receive gifts, so be open to establishing things, giving gifts to other characters about who they are, who you are, what the world is, the situations we find ourselves in, and also be open to receiving those gifts whenever they come our way. Saying no to a gift, saying no to anything is a good way to shut down your other improvisers and make it really, really hard to move forward. We're going to alter this rule, but the fourth rule is no open-ended questions. of course, as a DM and as players, we all do have to ask open-ended questions every now and then in order to get more information about the world that we live in. However, what we will try to do instead of asking open-ended questions is be proactive in establishing details. So rather than walking into a town and saying, "Oh, what's in this town?" and having me come up with something, it is more useful for you to walk into a town and go like, "Ah, I see that we have a big citadel here in the middle," and we sort of go off of that. And finally, the fifth rule is make everyone else look like a genius. So it's really hard. It's really easy to sort of get into this mindset whenever you improvise that like you have to be the funniest, smartest, most charming person in the room. When in reality, if you sort of take that focus and put it on other people and trying to make the players you're working with look like the smartest, funniest people in the world, and they do the same for you, we all end up being the funniest person in the room. So we make everyone else look good, right? So those are the 5 rules of improv. But of course, this being a tabletop role-playing game, in particular Dungeons & Dragons, there is the final rule that we play with as well, which is whatever the DM says goes. Rule 0, right? At the end of the day, there has to be some sort of continuity with the world that we're building. So in order to sort of keep that continuity up, I've been taking very studious notes and making summaries of everything that we've done so far in order to sort of make sure that we're all following some sort of coherent story at the end of the day. So sometimes I may have to break one of the rules beforehand just in order to make sure that everything makes sense at the end of the day whenever we consider the narrative as a whole. But that's nothing different from what standard DMs do in a standard game, so I'm sure that comes as no surprise for anyone watching. And one final thing that I try to talk about at the beginning of every stream, I don't remember if we did it last time or not, but we're definitely going to do it here, and that is, of course, consent in role-playing. So consent is always important across all walks of life, especially whenever you consider playing a tabletop role-playing game, where you become personally invested in the characters you're playing, trying to be as truthful as possible, and living in this world that is evolving around you. We want to make sure that at any point in time, if anybody is triggered by what is going on, by the events that are unfolding, the players or the audience, that you have the capability to cue us to fade to black, to move on, because some things just don't need to be played through all the way. So at any point in time, anybody who's watching could throw up an X in the chat, and that tells me that I need to move on. It tells the characters who are playing that they need to move on and go to something different. Additionally, all of our players can either put up an X with their fingers or with their arms or hold up an X card. All of these things I'm constantly on the lookout for. And of course, I ask everyone not to abuse the system, but rather to use it in order to make sure that we are all staying safe, we're all staying responsible, and that we all have a good time, right? Because at the end of the day, this is supposed to be fun. And it's been fun so far, so let's keep it up. That's all I have to say, and that intro took about 7 minutes, so I'm getting better at it every single time we do it. So where we last left off. A bunch of people died. Boy, did a bunch of people die. And I'm still not entirely sure if Brooke believes that any of it actually happened.
I don't.
So, last episode, we ended with the, I guess, reveal of who the bad guys are. At least 2 of them. The artist, Torek, and the super producer, Swift Johansson, basically killed a bunch of people in a gay nightclub and sucked their souls dry. So that was fun. And we are going to start this session in the morning after. So Ken, Dorvis, and Brooke, you've had time to sleep off the spice that you guys took. Walter, you're waking up to what I'm sure is a very confusing and sobering morning for you.
What I've done last night is I took my friend Craig and I buried him somewhere outside of town. Sloped quietly. I did it, said some words for him, and I remembered to write down who it was that created him. It says on the back who made him. I wrote his name down, and I'm taking the batteries, the batteries, the jars of that, which I assume are now empty. Since I'm taking those, I'm gonna pocket those also.
They aren't empty, but the electrical currents are no longer running through them. So they're still full of that blue liquid, but it isn't sparking with electricity like it was before.
Oh no!
I'm gonna still take.
Yeah, by all means, you have 2 of them then.
I'm taking them then.
Yeah, mark down your character sheet that you have two. You can just call them Craig's batteries.
Craig's batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the name of the person who built the flying island that Craig came from?
Gira, Geara.
I knew it was a G.
I
write this stuff.
Yeah. So you all wake up. Did we ever establish which inn we were in? We talked about a couple of them, but I don't think we ever actually said which one we were in. Let me check.
I don't know, but
we were in. You guys settled down at the Pencil Sharpener. The Pencil Sharpener Inn is the name of the inn that you guys settled down in, and we are. Lights are coming up on the scene, fading from black into the bottom floor of the inn, which sort of serves as like a mess hall, and everybody sort of groggily making their way down the stairs. Who comes in first?
Brooke does. Brooke does.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, Brooke sounds.
gotta
like
do
a
my
morning
Tai
person.
Chi in the morning. In case anyone forgot, I do Tai Chi in the morning.
So Brooke, do you find that your Tai Chi is like? Be honest with me. Does Brooke believe that the events that transpired last night actually happened?
I think that Brooke is after doing he's familiar with the effects of spice and understands that there's a bit of a truth in whatever he sees, although it might be some hallucinations. But I think Brooke would be the kind of guy to think he's such a weird guy. I think he'd believe it to be partially true.
Okay. So you're downstairs. You're doing your Tai Chi. I'm gonna say it's just a bit too early for the cook to start serving breakfast. But who comes down second?
Ken most
Okay, so-
likely would.
How you going, bud? You want to do a little bit of Tai Chi with me?
No, Brooke. No.
Suit yourself.
And I'm just gonna sit down at the table and just kind of staring off, just kind of thinking.
All right. Who comes down next, Walter or Dorvis?
I'll go down next.
All right. Dorvis, that was your first time trying spice, right?
Yeah.
Roll Constitution for me to see what kind of hangover you have.
Let's find out. Oh, that fell off the table. Let's try that one more time. I rolled a. Am I just adding straight con to that?
It's con save.
Oh, it's con save. Okay, so yeah, 14.
I'm gonna say it wasn't as bad as like you've been told. Every now and then you see like, you know how if you look up at like a blue sky or like a really solid background, you see those little floaties in your eye.
Yeah.
It's like those, but they're colorful. And like every now and then at the corners of your vision, they sort of float in and out of your vision. That's like the major effect that you have from spice.
Okay.
Just because it was your first time trying it. So you
Okay.
come down the stairs, you see Brooke doing Tai Chi, and Ken looking soberly off into the distance, sitting at the table.
Hey guys.
Howdy.
Hey Brooke, you mind if I join you?
I would. Not only would I appreciate it, I would recommend it. It's good for the soul.
I need it. Let's do it.
So you want to keep your muscles relaxed, but your bones tight. That's the
Wait,
key.
what?
Exactly.
Okay, I think I'm doing it.
I mean, hey, you can do it, but it's how well do you execute it?
I guess I'm executing it well.
Oh,
And
So-
and we'll say at this point, Walter stumbles downstairs after having a pretty soul awakening and then soul destroying night. And began with soul searching. He found something, and that something was taken away from him by force. So you come downstairs, Walter, and you see Dorvis and Brooke are doing. Brooke, you can kind of recognize as being Tai Chi. Dorvis is doing something. And Ken is refusing to acknowledge either of the other two.
Who's ready?
Ready?
Ready.
Oh,
Ready. We got it.
For what? I
We
mean,
just killed all those people. And we got. I'm gonna
wait,
kill him back.
wait.
I'm gonna kill him back. It's called a reverse kill, where I kill him back. and I want to do this so badly. I'm gonna kill him.
Look, I don't think we should really get involved, honestly.
I do have two things to say. One, that did happen. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
no, Brooke,
Greg
it did
is
happen.
dead. All those people dead. Oh man.
cool.
Dave BT stuff.
I forgot about Dave Bautista.
They got Dave too.
Oh God,
They got
I'm about,
Dave.
I'm
I'm
about to
wearing
cry a
his
real
armor.
tear.
I'm wearing his armor right now. He gave it to me last night.
Oh,
And
shit.
remember the rainbow armor that's like a cutoff kind of? Right, you can see my midriff.
Good
I have it
looking
right
arm.
now. And I discovered something about myself and something really and I lost my cape and I'm gonna kill Swift. I'm gonna get that back. And I'm gonna bring Craig back to life.
Walter, do you think Dave would want you to go seeking out revenge? I mean, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. My cousin Daniel told me that.
Yeah, exactly, Walter. I mean, like, we probably shouldn't be trying to get involved. I mean, like, what can we do? I mean,
We can kill them.
You serious? Have you seen what they do? We barely got out of there alive.
We'll come back, we'll get better, and we'll kill them. Like I understand we're like, on a scale of 1 to 20, we're like a 3. So I mean, like, I'm sure once we get a bit higher in that scale, we can kill them a lot better. But I still want to kill them.
I can't stop
I'm
you
sure
from
they have some
pursuing
kind of
your
they have some kind of,
aspirations, but I understand that the inner animal comes out in a variety of ways. But do you want that to define who you truly are?
I don't care who anyone has to say about me. All I know is that I want to kill Swift, probably Blood Painter, because he's killed people for sure,
Sure.
and bring Greg back to life.
Walter, if you do that, you're going to die.
I mean, you think so?
I mean, I know that I'd die. I mean, I'm not even just saying that for just you. I'm saying that for any of us.
Dorvis, you're a bit of and I don't mean this in any kind of way, and I do mean this in the best of ways, kind of a coward.
Coward. I am not a coward, all right?
I want to high five him. I want to high five.
Ken finally lets out just a little smirk.
I am not
Only
a
sense
coward.
of emotion he shows, just a little smirk.
I am anything but a coward, guys. Like,
Then let's go kill him.
I mean, maybe we should think about it. Just give it some.
Okay, let me think. He killed a bunch of people that he didn't really know that well. He also killed Craig. Let's kill him back. I thought about this all night. All right. After taking my best friend Craig, who I had a newfound appreciation for, and burying him in a life he never asked for and was taken away from him. The least I can do is avenge that death.
Hey, brother, I can't stop you on your path to righteousness, but I can tell you what someone else might think. Because I am someone else, and I think.
You don't say, bro. You don't say.
Here we go.
Well,
Yeah, were you gonna say something, or was it just introducing the fact that you can think and say stuff? Like
I feel as though we're shifting in between realities where the time difference is a second or two off.
It's very weird. I'm sure maybe your brain's not connecting to your mouth right, or maybe my eyes are seeing light weird. Let's try it.
We'll say that this is an after effect of the spice. There's just there's a little bit of temporal dissonance going on right now. So Travis, you've been sitting in the corner, unbeknownst to the people who have been having this conversation, just sort of doing what you do best, and that's gathering information and listening to sort of what's going on. You've heard whispers through your sort of network that you have within the capital city of Causeway, where we currently are, that say that a major event was covered up last night, and that everyone has been anyone tied to the event has been instructed very explicitly not to talk about what's going on. And if there's one thing that you have a nose for, you have a nose for uncovering the things that are meant to stay secret. So you're hearing all this talk about something that obviously went down. A bunch of people are dead. Somebody named Swift was involved. And clearly none of the people who are in here have noticed that you've been in the sharpened pencils kitchen this entire time. So at any point in time, you are more than welcome to make yourself known, because these four, you have a feeling, could talk in circles the entire time that you're here without ever knowing that you're there.
Okay. I walk up to, who's the tallest one?
Either
Brooke or Ken.
Oh crap! How tall was I? I have it on my description.
Brooke's like 6'2".
I'm about.
Yeah, you're taller than me.
I think I'm like 6.
You're 6'4". Yeah, so
but
Ken
I'm sitting down.
The tallest one standing right now is Brooke.
Yeah, I call Walter 5'9", like even. He's not.
Yeah, I'm the same height as Walter.
Okay, then I walk up to Brooke and I just say, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Hello.
I know it's bad to eavesdrop, but I must tell you that the predicament that you have found yourself in, well, I'm interested in, let's just say, helping you and possibly being a part of it."
I do appreciate that. You have a certain sense of hospitality about yourself, sir.
Thank you for noticing. Not a lot of people. I'm gonna be honest. I don't make my presence known a whole lot, so I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone. So the fact that you've noticed it's a real self-esteem booster for me. Thank you.
I'm glad I could provide you with that.
Absolutely. The name is Travis.
Brooke Pendleton II. Nice to meet you.
Travis Tritt, the one and only that I know of.
It's the only one I've heard of, brother.
Oh, good. Good. You don't pitch out then. I like hearing that.
So Mike, do the rest of the party a favor, and for everyone listening at home too, go ahead and give us a physical description of what Travis Tritt looks like.
Okay. Travis Tritt has like a few gray hairs like coming in like one side. It's almost like a birthmark, but it's definitely like just getting old, and he's got like the dad belly. Like he used to be like slim, and so it's all around like the lower belly, like kind of the Dale Gribble look. Of just like all of the belly weight just sits at the very bottom, and it's pushed up and supported by his belt. And he's just like he's probably like he's a halfling, so what, like 3 foot nothing or something like that. But he's short, he's graying, and he's going through like midlife and everything. So he's seeing that gray coming in, and he's kind of worried. He's just been like to himself like the whole time. He's very much like a hermit, just like a recluse, just like being by himself. Just he likes gossip. He doesn't like to be a part of gossip. But with this midlife crisis, he's like, you know what, Travis Tritt, do something for you. You know, be the gossip. Be the gossip you love.
Yeah, girl.
I love it. Get it.
Yeah, girl.
He is very much Yas Queen.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
All right. So this halfling has approached Brooke, and needless to say, is not being quiet about his intention. So the entire party has heard what he has to say.
Hi,
Okay.
everyone.
Hello.
The one and only.
Hi, I'm Dorvis, the one and only.
I'm going to call your bluff there. There was a country singer named Dorvis who was very, very good. But you seem genuine, so I'm going to say that you're the best, Dorvis.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you.
See, at least someone appreciates me here and doesn't call me a coward.
So anyway, I'm Walter Tang. Probably there's
Tang.
something I imagine.
Walter Tang?
Walter Tang.
T-A-N-G?
That's me, Walter Tang.
Walt Tang.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I
Thank
like
you.
it. Can I call you Tangy?
Sure.
I'm a nickname fan.
Perfect. I mean, we are. I was once part of a group called the Tang Gang, and I kind of found
Tang Gang?
the Tang Gang, actually.
Travis, with all due respect, as far as I'm aware, we in spirit are the Tang Gang. So it may live on forever.
Oh, the Chain Gang, Tang Gang. I like it.
I appreciate this. Wow, this makes me feel a little better on the inside.
Hey, and that's all that I'm trying to do is make people feel better. Because you see, I found that whenever I make people feel better, it makes me feel better. Maybe that's selfish. I don't know.
You got a good energy about you, Travis. I like that.
Well, as long as it helps me too, I don't care.
I'm turning over a new leaf. Also, I've been doing poppers.
I'm not gonna lie, I did a whip it before I came downstairs to get my Tai Chi.
I spaced it out. I'm sorry. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a bit older, guys.
What?
I'm a bit older.
Oh. I don't guess anything above 25.
I didn't. Yeah, exactly. I thought you were like 23.
20. But shut the front door. There is no way you thought that I was 25, 23.
I didn't think so.
You know what?
I know, right?
But at the same time, it also feels good, but it still kind of hurts. I have mixed emotions right now.
You didn't
I don't really know how old
fool me, though.
Catholics look, so I just assumed somewhere between 25 and 235. So
That's
big gap there.
it's a big safe gap, you know. And hey, I don't blame you. I always say that somebody's younger, so you don't hurt them their feelings. It's a fact. So look at me, and Tang over here, kind of gave me a little. Tang got a little bit of a sting. What's your word?
I just want to get shit done.
That's understandable. And I've yet to hear about you, brooding man sitting in the chair.
Ken is just gonna kind of look at him, just like kind of the corner of his eye, and then just kind of turn back. He's not gonna say anything.
That's our resident badass. He's
Yeah,
It's Ken.
that's Ken Torla. Watch him be brooding and sad, because man, he does that very well.
It wouldn't be cool if all of us were brooding, and it wouldn't be cool if all of us were as talkative as we are. So we have to have a good balance.
They call him the dead man. Not the dead man.
They call him.
I see that. I understand that. It seems like in a party of 4, 3 people talk, and then one person doesn't say anything. It's quite the pendulum swing. I love it. I love it. It's kind of like Friends.
Oh yeah,
It's the play they did in Galahad.
that had 5
years back.
people that were kind of likable. It ran for a lot of seasons, but some people say it was competing with that other one, Seinfeld, which is a different kind of.
Right.
Oh man.
Right. Yeah, right.
Now that was the play about the bard. It was a bard doing a play about a bard. If I'm not mistaken,
it's about how the bard created stuff to do in his performances. Well, the friends were just like living in a space that was was too expensive that anyone could afford, and one of them was a bard, another one of them was like a cook. It was a whole that is too many sequels to really follow that.
While I do love stories that bards create, if there's one thing I love more than that, it's the stories of how the bards created those stories. So
Right. And the behind the scenes of a bard story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's really what the people have always wanted. So why not give it what you guys, I am so glad I approached you. A lot of people, they say midlife is the worst life, but I'm finding it's all uphill for Travis Tritt.
You know what?
The one and only.
So now,
the one and only. Thank you.
Now we're going to, now that we've had a good introduction of sorts, to how this dynamic is going to work, I feel like now is a good time for us to go ahead and get our suggestion. Now, as with traditional improv, we improvise around a suggestion given to us by our audience. So, for whoever's watching, a suggestion is going to be one word. It can be any word about anything. We've had a variety of suggestions. We normally grab a couple, another one closer towards the end of the stream as well. But basically, starting, we'll say now, the first word that I see in chat is going to be our suggestion for the rest of the stream. And we will use it however we see fit. But the first word that I see in chat is going to be a suggestion. Until I see that word, and I'll announce whenever I see it, we are going to continue with the role-playing. I just wanted to go ahead and get that out there so that we can go ahead and get a suggestion and sort of figure out a way to drive the story forward with that suggestion. Dank. Dank is our suggestion. Thank you, Jamie, for sending us Dank. But Dank is our suggestion.
Amazing.
So,
well,
at this point in time, we'll say that the cook has appeared from the back of the house, basically, and basically announces to everyone, it's just going to be the five of you. The pencil sharpener isn't a fantastic inn, but it gets the job done. It is modest accommodations, but after last night, you guys really just needed a place to stay. And Travis, this is a local haunt for you. You know the cook by name, in fact. So whenever he comes out, he sort of gives you the oh, you know, what's up? Of course you're in here, sort of up nod, you know, before announcing that the breakfast for today is going to be a beer brat, we'll say, and some homemade what's the name of the? It's not grits. It starts with an H. It's similar
oatmeal?
to
Hash browns?
We'll say it is oatmeal with an H. No, it's oatmeal with an oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Hot sauce.
Heroin.
I love oatmeal.
So it is a beer brat
That's hot
on a
meal.
bed of oatmeal and a side of a like coffee stout.
Nice.
And it's going to be for anybody who wants it. It'll be 2 silver, and it gives you a pretty decent portion for breakfast. So he goes. He sort of like looks around. He's like, "How many will it be?"
Yeah, look.
I'll take one.
Oh, hey, Garth, these are my new friends. I just made my friends. Everyone, this is my friend who works here. His name is Garth Brooks. He is the
Never heard of
best
him
cook.
before.
The best cook you're ever going to eat food from. And I tell you what, Garth, look, like new friends, special day for me and everything. Can this one just kind of be on the house? Come on, I never ask you for anything aside from the stuff that I ask you for.
Now,
Oh man.
I don't want to
Travis
be.
really-
I really don't want to be the bearer of bad news for you, Travis. But it was on the house last week. Whenever you were sad about the divorce, it was on the house the week before that. Whenever you were sad about the mortgage, it was on the house the week before that. Whenever you just discovered you didn't have any money to pay for anything. Now,
True to fashion.
tell me one good reason why it should be on the house today.
Well, we got a good thing going. I mean, we clearly have this healthy relationship. Look, I know that you see me whenever I walk in, and you probably go, "Oh shit, he's probably not gonna want to pay." And guess what? I don't. But look, this one isn't sad. Like all the other things that you mentioned are very sad, and they're like debilitating. You just repeated them to me, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm holding back tears. But this one, these are friends. I have friends. There's somebody else to eat with.
I'll add it to your tab. And he goes to the back.
Oh,
Well,
it's true what they say, guys. I have friends in low places.
I
oh
appreciate
my
that,
god.
Travis. That's totally not sentiment for you.
Hey, Travis, that was so nice of you.
Oh god, my
Don't
stomach.
thank me.
Oh god.
Thank my friend Garth Brooks.
Thanks, Garth Brooks.
Thanks, Garth.
Oh, so
I want to speak in character so badly.
man. Keep going. You guys are doing great.
Well, look, Travis, we'd love to get you involved in all we're doing right now, but honestly, this is probably something that you really don't want to get yourself involved in.
I'm sorry.
No.
No. Please. You just spoke. Allow me to speak. I mean, I just got you free food. Free beer broth and oatmeal, and it's no. It's
no,
fine.
I
just
no.
Dorvis, come over here. Dorvis, right now.
Okay, I'm going to. Okay, Walter,
Dorvis,
I'm coming over. I'm here, Walter. What are you talking about?
What the hell are you trying to do? He's giving us free food. He's a great guy. He's friends with Garth Brooks, who's apparently a good cook. What?
Do you want him to die?
I want Swift to die. I don't want anyone to die except for Swift, really.
Look, getting other people involved in this mess is not gonna fix anything. It's just gonna add more casualties, all right? I don't want any of us to die. I don't want some random person who come walking up, and he's a great guy, but like I don't want anyone to get hurt, all right? No one deserves to be hurt, and I don't want someone to.
I don't want him to die either. It doesn't have to help us the entire way, even. Just any little bit that helps us.
Walter, it's not that I don't want to save the town. It's not that I don't want to fight evil and do justice. It's just, what if we're in over our heads? What if we just make things worse?
Kill the people that did bad stuff.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that again. You got cut out.
You're cut off there.
Completely cut out there.
We'll have to wait and see until we kill the people who have killed others who have also done wrong.
And it's at this time that Garth Brooks is going to come, like, slam the doors open, and he's bringing out the beer brought and the oatmeal, and he's like, Garth Brooks is not a, we'll say that he's a relatively burly, like, dude, you know? You can't really tell, like, he might be a half-elf, he might be a full elf, you know? He has sort of elven features. He's just like, but he's very, very like large for an elf. You know, most elves sort of are slender.
Right.
Yeah, but he's quite a big dude. And he like just sort of like, he doesn't like slam it down on the table, but like he doesn't set it down gently either. Like you can tell that he's not happy with this entire situation. But he very, as if a punctuation to the last thing that was said, just sort of like tosses the plate on the table, making a little bit of a clattering. And sort of make sure everyone has food before going to the back to retrieve the stout.
As he comes up, I'm gonna hand him a gold for the food.
He looks at you and he just says, like under his breath, almost as he walks away, he's here. Well, finally, somebody has some sense to tip the bartender, and just like sort of goes to the back. And yeah, he's back out. But the tension is broken between Walter and Dorvis. Travis, you saw them having a conversation off to the side, but you weren't quite, like, you couldn't quite hear what they were talking about, but it was very clear that they were getting heated. Something needs to break the sort of tension between these two guys.
Yeah. Hey, Travis, I did hear you mention that you're familiar with Dorvis, the bard. Did you ever hear his collab with Dobie Keefe?
So good. It's so good. The live version, I'm telling you, like if you ever,
so good.
It's so good. It's so good.
I was high on spice while I was in UOP, and I went to one of their shows. Their version, what's that song called? I Love This Tavern. Oh, boy.
It's so good. It's so good. I know I'm a real broken record here, but it is so good. There's no other way to describe it.
It's home.
So good.
It almost sounds like Travis doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, 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 no. I know what I'm talking about. I know. Hey, I'm Travis Tritt. Here's all. Travis Tritt. Here's all. Especially B-sides to very obscure artists. Travis Tritt hears it all, and the things that he hears. Guess what? They are so good. They are so good.
So, Ken, you've been very quiet this whole time, but you pick up on that last thing that Travis just said. That Travis Tritt hears all. And there's a spark in your mind that sort of goes off whenever you hear that. That, Travis Tritt might talk a lot of just utter BS, but there's something very truthful about that statement.
Okay. Ken is going to take a large bite of the food in front of him, and he's going to stand up and he's, come on, let's go.
Wow, that is absurdly vague, but I'm in.
I'm walk up to Walter. Like, you said you want to do something about this situation, right?
Maybe more specific. This situation, you mean the one where people died last night? I wanted to do something about that and kill the people that were responsible. Yes.
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 Well, there's a place we can go called the Dank. It's a real underworld type of place, but there's someone there that we can talk to, get us a bit of an edge if we want to get stronger. That's who we want to talk to.
In the dank.
Yes.
Excuse me, Big Brood. If I could, the dank is. Not a lot of people go to the dank. It's so scary. It is. If I was describing some way, it's so scary.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you just don't care. Okay.
This is a place you have to go to get things done.
Well, I mean,
I want to get things done.
You want to get things done. You want to avenge your fallen. I understand this. I've been there, and I didn't do anything about it. Whenever it happened to me. But you know what? If you want to go to the dank, well, saddle up, cowboys, because we're going.
All right.
All right, Travis. Yeah, Dorvis?
Yeah.
I'm looking at all the people that have decided they're going to go, and I'm like, all right, fine, let's go.
I don't mind while we're down there. The dank is where Humble Grundle gets a little bit of the prime ingredient for that spice.
Humble Grumble? Oh yeah, I know Humble Grumble.
He runs Humble Grundle's Bumble and Mumbles.
Bubbles and Bubbles?
The old Humble Grumble's Bundle of Mumbles and Herbs.
Herbs.
Look, are you gentlemen, like I've heard you say a lot of things, and some of them you've said to me, some of them you've said to each other, and I've overheard, but I haven't heard about Swift. Are y'all familiar with Swift?
Are you?
Unfortunately, somewhat.
Yeah.
Okay, because I just want you guys to know that well, Swift is in the dank. So we're gonna see Swifty there.
Swift's in the dank?
Swift's in the dank.
Swift.
He's in a section of the dank, but
the dank is quite large as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, we can.
We'll have to be careful though, nonetheless.
Section of the dank. It's really just this. It's on the outskirts, the southeastern outskirts of the city, and Swift a little bit more to the south. So if we just head more eastwards and just head straight down, take that entrance into the dank, we can we can avoid his contacts, his lookouts, and him ultimately.
Perfect.
I'm
Let's
telling
do
you
that
guys,
then.
This is a death wish.
All right.
Yeah.
So Garth Brooks comes out and puts down the stouts in front of you and like sees that everyone's leaving and he's like, but guys, I made this just for you.
Thank you, Garth, for all your
We'll
hard
just, Garth, we will take him to go. You know what? Just like put him in a little to-go cup. And we're just gonna take it to go. And I'm gonna be honest, like the food was a little cold whenever you bring it out, but that's okay. That's okay. You seemed a little frustrated, so I'm sure that the kitchen is really just chapping your bottom.
Travis, get out.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, that is perfect timing. I am getting on. Garth, my boy, it was a pleasure seeing you. If I don't see you again, it's because I was murdered. All right.
Kin's walking back up to the table, taking a couple more really big spoonfuls, taking a big old swig of the ale or whatever it was.
Stout, but yeah.
The stout, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I
the
grabbed
stout,
some of
sorry.
my food too as well. Because
And head out.
I'm gonna eat stuff also, but like, yeah.
All right.
Then also.
So you guys take a couple minutes to eat. Travis, Garth is about to throw you out, Travis. Like, and he very easily could. Like, not just throw you out in like a metaphorical sense, but like actually physically pick you up and toss you out the front doors. So once everybody's out of the building, Ken and Travis, you probably know your way around to the dank. Ken, is there anyone in particular you're looking for in the dank? Is it who I think it is?
No, it's a
Carl Underwood, or
it's a different contact I'm trying to avoid at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. No, this guy his name is Johann Vanderschmidt.
Johann Vanderschmidt.
Yeah.
All right.
I know him. I know exactly who he is. He's so nice. He's so nice.
Are you sure you know the same Johann that I know?
Why would I bring it up if I didn't know him? That's silly. That's silly.
yeah, he's got a good point. That's really silly. Why would you?
Yeah,
Right,
why that
right.
would just be like shooting
This
yourself.
guy's
in the foot
also
later.
in another world, man. Like
He seems very positive. to
Aren't
me.
we all? Aren't we all big rude?
So
He seems like
my name's Ken. If you can call me
Had
Ken.
me fooled. Had me. Hey, Ken, shoot me a smile.
This
All right.
you
that's the
notice,
kid.
Travis, that Ken has very nice teeth. By the way,
oh yeah, that's
very white.
they're very nice teeth.
Those are absolutely gorgeous. Do you water pick?
No, I wash them with bleach every morning. It's not
Oh my God, that sounds so dangerous. But I'm not gonna lie, it's worth it.
It's
It's absolutely worth it.
They do look nice.
I think if I had your smile, I wouldn't be eating in an inn and divorced. But hey, I didn't, so here we are.
So you guys walk
Thank you.
to the southeastern, the outer skirt. So as previously mentioned, Causeway is built up in rings, right? Sort of like the image of Minas Tirith, sort of with the middle of being a big citadel. It builds up, and there are several rings which sort of go from less wealthy areas to more wealthy areas, eventually leading to the capital city itself, the capital keep itself.
I want to lead us out the eastern exit out of the more middle class
the
into
3 o'clock
the
exit?
slums. Yeah, the 3 o'clock exit out of the city. So 3rd Avenue, I guess.
Yeah.
3rd Avenue, that exit out into kind of the slums before we head down into the dank to
Alright.
avoid the Swift sector.
And Ken and Travis, you are both completely aware the dank has earned its name for a good reason, because it is
pretty dry.
Yes, it is super. It is so it is actually the old sewer before they built the causeway. Thanks to help from a mysterious donor, actually has like internal plumbing and built an entirely new sewer above the old sewer where it used to just be like old waterways and sluices using gravity mainly to pull water to a an underground reservoir. So the dank is sort of built on the remnants of that old sewer system, which, since water no longer flows into that underground reservoir, is quite dry. However, the sort of underwater reservoir does sort of bleed up in certain areas. So the dank is more of a an honorary term for what it used to be rather than what it currently is. However, most of the entrances into the dank, since there is a new sewerway underneath causeway, are closed off, hard to get into, and sometimes just downright secret.
It's a good thing we have an entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ken, what
Right,
sort of
right,
entrance?
Ken? We have an entrance, right, Ken? You did say we can get in.
There's.
I mean,
you did say that. You did.
Ken,
Look, I know that I'm new, but I just want to stake my claim.
Ken,
No,
it's all right if you don't have an entrance. We
No,
can
there's-
just go. It's not a
There's
big deal.
obviously an entrance. I've been there a couple times while I was following a mentor of mine. Um, I have had to travel down there a few times. So yeah, there's an entrance. So we will have to head into like an abandoned like um, warehouse, just a larger building, and there'll be there's a in the back a staircase that's just missing a few stairs. Every now and then there's a stair missing, and every now and then there's like 2 or 3 stairs missing to where we have to kind of jump down a little bit.
I hit
that's-
every stair that's missing.
Well,
I hit every. I'm not tall. I'm hitting every one. Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
Yeah. Brooke ain't very dexterous. There's probably a good one or two times where I might trip and stumble down a missing stair step.
Along the way down the stairs, I'm like, what is it? Druidcraft is a cantrip, so I'm just doing that to a trail of flowers behind us, so we don't get lost that well. We can find our way out.
Oh, what a beautiful touch, Walter.
Literally, it is an absolutely beautiful touch. This
I just
is
don't wanna die
so
before I-
beautiful. It's just so beautiful.
I like this guy a lot. We need to keep him around for. He's so positive. I'm feeling better about myself and my goal to kill Swift and a terrible, painful death. Like it's.
It kind of makes me feel a little better, I guess.
Okay.
he does kind of grow on you, and
Hey,
just
better.
kinda regretfully say that.
Look, better is in baby steps. I'll take it.
So you guys make it down the steps with a couple of falters. Ken, you were more or less hoping to like get down these steps without causing a big scene because you know what's waiting at the bottom of these steps, what's waiting at every entrance into the dank. And it is not always best to announce that you are coming down with multiple people who are quite actively stumbling down a staircase.
All right, guys. Let's do our best from this point on. Try to make as least amount of noise as we can. These people aren't nice. They'll cut your throat in the snap of a finger. All right, so.
Wait, did you say these people are nice and then follow it up with they'll cut your throat?
No, they aren't nice.
Oh,
Aren't
okay.
nice, yeah.
It's
Okay.
okay, Travis. I heard that too. I don't know what.
Me too. I was a little lost. I was
Okay.
hoping they were nice, but I
I
guess
was
not.
like,
But then-
Big Brood has some dark
Yeah.
shit going on.
But then he
guys-
said that they'll also hurt us. Like if they're
You
nice,
guys-
they'll hurt us. That's some complicated stuff, right
You guys really think nice people would be living under the current sewer in the old sewage?
there.
I mean, a guy can
Yeah.
hope.
I don't see why not.
We were confused. But
Okay,
like, I mean,
as
yeah,
you say that, that sentence leaves your lips, and then you walk downstairs to a very brightly colored like in the 70s, like lit by lava lamp looking things, like like literally just like a really nice looking place. And there's this guy an elf who's just like lounging in a chair with like a hookah in front of him, like wearing the round spectacles and like a little beret, and he's like, "Hey guys, welcome to the dank. Glad to see you here."
It's a pretty cool place.
Hey, this is nice.
This is far more different than I remembered it being several
Hi, Travis
years ago.
Tritt, the one and only.
Hey, Travis Tritt. By all means, you can call me Joseph. My name is Joseph Wadahaken. That's my name.
Joseph Wadahaken. I love it. And you know what? The best part is how easy your name is to say. I love it.
Hey, man. Look, all right, I'm just doing with the best with what my parents gave me. All right, now, I noticed you guys fell down my stairs and quite literally into my lap of luxury down here in the dank. But I just have to ask, what are you doing here? I don't get many visitors.
Well, we're looking for somebody.
All right. I'm gonna walk up to him and just if the tree falls and nobody hears it in the forest, does it really fall?
Well, let me be the one to answer that question for you.
Hold on.
If anyone would
It's-
know.
Oh,
the answer is
I see. You're one of them old dankians, huh? Oh, you have no idea about the new dank, do ya?
Shit.
Oh.
You said, what is the new dank?
wait. Does the old dank not check out now? I thought.
Wait,
it's
what?
not
No,
the dank.
no. You see, a group of people came down here. They really renovated the place. A bunch of artists, I think they are entertainers, all of them, and they really spiced things up. They're sort of running this place now, and I happen to be underneath one of them as sort of a lieutenant of sorts. I write poetry. He's a bit of a bard. I believe you may have heard of him. His name is Dorvis.
I have. Don't even say his name because I've heard of him. I
Wait.
know exactly who
No.
you're talking about.
Wait,
And he's
I
so
fucking
good.
love that bard.
Yeah, no, he's really come through. Like, it's hard to be in a bad mood whenever you're around him. He's just plucking away at his mandolin over in the corner somewhere, you know, and everybody seems to dance and have a good time, whether they want to or not.
Oh.
So is
That's-
anyone of the old dank still here, or
Well, I am. I mean, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's a funny story, you know. Most of them got, murdered mercilessly in the Dankian streets, the old Dankian streets. Some of their blood's still down there, actually. You could probably find it, but if you wanted to find an old Dankian, one, I'd have to call the guards on you immediately, because that means that you were in business with some bad folks. But if I had to guess, they'd be down in the old reservoir. We're still trying to hunt them down like the rats they are.
Jojo.
we're not looking for anyone there, I guess. But I was just trying to, get information out of you of the old Dankians, of course.
Jojo, if I may, old dank, new danks. This is what it comes down to, though. We're all pretty dank. You know, we're all
Well,
dank.
how about this? I'll be the judge of how dank you are and whether or not the new dank has a place for you. Why don't you come over here and join me on my bean bags?
I would love that. I'm gonna dank so hard on this beanbag. I'm gonna show you how dank I truly am.
What
Oh,
is
wow.
I thought
is a
you
bean
would
bag?
never ask.
It's a literal
is-
bag of beans. They're like sacks that he seems that you may have stolen
like
from
potato sacks?
Yeah.
Like,
But of like
Man,
beans, the food.
this is so
and, like,
comfortable.
They have some of them have like flowers sticking out of them, like that wildflowers that it appears as though Joseph picked. Sort of to liven the place up a little bit. It's relatively comfortable, you know, if you don't mind beans.
I sit down and I'm just like, oh my god, this is so good. This is so comfortable. Do you mind if I like just take like a wicked puff off of your hookah?
Well, no, that's just the thing there, little one. You see, that's just the thing. You all heard of spice, right?
Oh.
Yeah, well, Spice is old
I think I'm about to
news.
stay down here after we
Down
finish
here in New
up
Dank?
whatever business we have.
Down here in New Dank, the people who are running things around here, they've really revolutionized some stuff. All these old old dank drugs that they had going on, the poppers, the whippets, the spice, like all of that. Who needs it nowadays? I say. What's all about it right now is this right here. And like he attaches a couple more hoses to the sort of hookah unit in the center, and he hands everyone a hose, and he goes, "Now, if you guys really want to find your place in the New Dank, you must go on a spiritual journey of sorts to sort of decide who you are. And whenever you're ready, we're gonna go on that journey together. But one thing, there is."
Kin's already.
Brooke started this. Yeah, Brooke started the second it was handed to him.
Dorvis is a little hesitant.
You guys are so
I'm
conscious of like what's being said as you guys are talking. But he says, there will be a test of sorts, and if you don't pass, well, I'll slit your throats right here. But by all means, go right ahead.
I look at
That
him and I
sounds
say,
familiar.
Jojo, look, I am a man going through midlife crisis right now. I know exactly who I am. I don't need to smoke this old dank, new dank to let you know who I am. I'm the one and only Travis Tritt.
Well, why don't you take a
Like
little...
I think, and so do my friends, I hope, think that you should just give me a pass. And look, I'll be there for moral support. I've smoked and toked and popped and zopped and drank and stank with all the rest of them. I don't need to do this jazz anymore.
Travis, why don't you come over here for a second?
I lock eyes with Hank.
Travis.
Talking distance to each other?
No. Like, I have something I need to tell you. About who you are, Travis.
All right. I get up and I'll walk up to him.
He
I think
like
he
sort of
was
turns to the
Joker.
side and he's sort of like this, right? And then like as you come close, he just like looks at you, and like you see a glint of metal, like he's palming something, and he just like breathes directly into your face a vapor. And he says, "Now, Travis, we're gonna see who you really are."
I just go, "Oh, he shot me!" And I drop back on the beanbag chair, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so comfortable! I can't even tell I have a herniated disc. Oh my god, this is so good." I look at everyone and I just go, "Guys, I think regardless of what you toke or you don't toke, we're going to die."
I look directly at Walter and I'm like, "I told you," like with my eyes.
All right.
And as I look at him, I toke.
Brooke is mad chiefing right now and making sure he kind of gives like that hey y'all be cool kind of look to his friends like don't
All
be
right.
weird. Oh.
So
Don't be weird.
I give Brooke a look that's like, "How do you be cool in this situation?"
So,
Brooke literally just hit you with the old chill out.
and then like as you guys are sort of like looking at each other and like trying to give these subliminal messages, like suddenly everything goes dark except for it, and then like everything like comes back on like spotlights, and you're all sitting in like complete darkness, like a complete void, in like wooden chairs just staring at each other.
Hey guys.
This is familiar. I think we've been here before. Well,
Oh
three
no,
of
are
us
we on a
have.
stage again?
3 of us have, but then the other 2 haven't been. This is pretty familiar.
A voice like booms in, and it's the voice of Joseph, and he goes, "Now, I'm glad that you all decided to take this journey to find out who you are. Now, it's not just about who you are, but it's about the parties that you decide to keep. Now, you all came in here, and you seem like pretty great friends, so, this is the test you must face. We're all friends here in New Dank, and we don't have any secrets to hide from each other. So, you all must share your deepest secret with the rest of the circle in order to get out of this. Otherwise, you will stay here forever."
Dorvis is not having any of this.
Now, you guys can take as much time as you want to, but until your darkest secret comes out, you are not leaving here.
I stand up and I say, all right, guys, I'll go first. Please don't judge me, but whenever I was younger, I used to pee my bed. I would wet the bed till I was 13 years old. And sometimes just in my sleep or out of fear or just because I wanted to. And what I would do is every time I would switch beds with my sister to where it looked like she did it. And well, my parents, they put her through a lot of psychiatric, evaluations because that was the sign of a serial killer is bedwetting. And so she's had a pretty hard life, but deep down, I've lived with the guilt that, I may or may have ruined my sister's life. All because I was too embarrassed about peeing the bed. Woo, that feels so good to get off my chest.
And then, like, Travis, you, like,
I
look
feel-
around, like, expecting to, like, just, like, get beamed out, and, like, nothing happens. And the boys of Joseph comes back and say, now, I do think that you have something deeper down there, Travis Tritt, the one and only.
Oh, fuck you, Joseph! When I just said I peed the bed. Really? Really? And I blame my sister on it and ruined her life.
Hey, man, it's not me. It's what you smoked. It is the arbiter of truth and lie, what is deep and what is surface level. You aren't leaving here until you get everything out.
I'll tell y'all my deepest, darkest secret, but I don't carry it with pride as much as I'd like to. When I was a boy, before I met y'all, of course, I hadn't really understood my druidic attunement of sorts, and I might have accidentally, while sleeping, wild shaped, and I killed my family, most of them at least, even cousin Daniel.
And then, like, suddenly the entire darkness shifts around you and sort of becomes mercurial for a second and fades back in to everybody looking at a sleeping, what appears to be young Brooke Pendleton II. And he's sort of kicking in his sleep, and then out of nowhere, he starts like fading in and out, hairs growing and receding from him. But after a couple of minutes, he lets out a scream which transforms into a howl as he transforms wild shapes into a wolf. And then, with panic in the wolf's eyes, overcome by a primal sense, darts out of the room that he was in, and you hear several screams which are cut short, and you realize, those of you who watch Brooke fight as a hyena, exactly why he was so good at going for the throat. And then whenever it fades back into the darkness, Brooke is no longer sitting in his chair.
Oh shit.
Okay, so that was some pretty heavy stuff.
Dorvis is just completely like disassociating right now. Absolutely.
I mean, that's kind of like being in somebody else's bed. Joe, let me out. Come on, Joe.
All right, one of you passed the test and is more than free to enter the new dank. The rest of you, as it's looking, are gonna be trapped here forever. So, who's next?
Okay, I can say some stuff next. All of my life, I've lived a terrible thing that I've learned recently. I've I used to hate people because they weren't like me or my family, and I used to hold them to unrealistic stereotypes, and just not liking people at all, representing people in a terrible light, putting on elf face for a controversial musical, and this is something I've realized a long time ago, but I've now become a lot more okay with it, especially after last night. I'd be denying myself if I didn't say it. Walter Tang likes boys. I mean, like the male, not like actual children. Wait, hold on.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Not like children. I guess men is the word I want to look for, not boys.
Yeah.
Wow. I read the silence there, and I thought, and then like you can.
And then just like with Brooke, the background sort of fades, and a high school aged Walter Tang, who is sort of pockmarked with the fresh scars of acne. He is in his
He had hair back then. He had hair.
yeah,
back
and he had hair and eyebrows that were like bushy and thick and beautiful that he didn't draw on. But he is in his dressing room, applying with great determination and pride the elf face makeup for Hedwig and the Angry Elf, when suddenly from behind him walks in his co-star for Hedwig and the Angry Elf, who played Hedwig, not the Angry Elf who Walter played, who was just completely shirtless, like looking for his costume to change into, and he catches Walter making eye contact with him in the mirror, and just like looks at him and says, "Hey Walter, can you stop staring at me? I'm starting to get a little self-conscious." And young Walter sort of like mumbles something under his breath and continues to apply the makeup, and then the guy's playing Hedwig. Walter, what was his name?
Thomas.
Thomas. Okay. Um. Thomas sort of looks at you and goes, Walter, you look really good with that makeup on, but after the show tonight, I wouldn't mind seeing you with it off." And then like finds his costume and like walks back out of the dressing room, and Walter like snaps the makeup pencil he was using like in half. And then it fast forwards to the end of the show, and that night, Walter goes behind the gym of his school where the play happened, and he sees Thomas there, and Thomas approaches Walter. They embrace for a second, but then panic flashes in young Walter's eyes, and he shoves Thomas down and just starts mercilessly beating Thomas and saying things that current Walter would be more uncomfortable than anything to say towards another person. And as it fades back out, Walter is no longer in the circle.
At first I thought if he's getting released just because he came out, that is not fair. And then I saw the backstory, and okay, I agree with that one. He definitely deserved to be free. Wow. Well, Tang has some history. Ooh. Dervis, Big Brood, maybe it's best if we just stay here. Dark.
Yeah. We should just stay here.
Yeah. Well, I spy with my little eye nothing, because that's all that's in this room is nothing.
I spy with my little eye nothing.
Oh,
Joseph.
This game is already boring.
Joseph. Joseph,
Yeah?
can the others hear us right now?
Oh no, they're gone. They can't hear anything. Say whatever you need. It's just the three of you right now.
Well, I want everyone to hear this when I say this. So, is there a way that they can hear us during this?
Actually, what I said was a lie. I just thought that it would get you to come out with your deepest, darkest secrets. I said they couldn't hear you. They're very painfully aware of what's going on.
Dorvis is just like sweating.
All right. Ken's gonna stand up, and can he stand up actually?
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna stand up. So, the work I was doing before I had met you, and that I was in training for when I came down into the dank. I was a bounty hunter, but not just an average bounty hunter that took whatever job was paying the most. See, I specialized in orcs, half orcs, and with that, I the when I finally was done training, I had found a job, and what that job was hunting down and capturing orcs and half orcs, killing the weak, taking the most capable, and selling them to slavery. And within the past couple days, I got back in contact with my old employer. He here in Causeway. And before I knew you guys too well, Dorvis and Brooks, I'm sorry, but I told him that I had two prospects for sale.
And then the darkness drips down like wax, and you see Brooke. It's a hut that looks very similar to the one that was in your sort of flashback, but it is of a an orc woman cradling a small child, and there's the flickering of flames sort of illuminating their faces and casting horrible shadows across them as they are grief stricken, and tears shimmering on their faces like rain as the shadow of a large, unmistakable dragonborn looms over them. And you watch with startling clarity, and as if you can feel it yourself, as poison seeps from the shadow into the space, and both the mother and the child lose their air and asphyxiate in the room. And once they are both still, having taken their final breath, the shadow of Kin simply turns and moves to the next room. And then it fades back to black, and all that's left is Travis and Dorvis.
I spy with my little eye. It's nothing.
Oh, I was gonna say it. You didn't even give me a chance.
It's okay. Look, Joseph, I don't have any secrets, all right? I don't have anything to hide.
Now look, that may be the case, but from where I'm sitting, you're still stuck in the blackness, and everyone else is out of here. And if you had no secrets, then, well, you would never be there in the first place.
Jorvis is just... It's like he's just caught in between, like, a rock and a hard place with the way he's stanced right now.
I look at Dorvis and I say, "Look, new friend. One man came out. One man killed everyone. One man ruined his sister's life. And the other man, well, I kind of forgot what he did, but he's free now." I'm sorry, Brooke. I don't remember what you did, but hey, let's be honest. It was a secret. You probably wanted that anyway. So look, no matter what you say, it's all okay.
I can't talk about it.
But that's the thing. You kind of have to, man.
If I talk about it, he'll find me.
Who will find you? I mean, I know who it is, but like, go on ahead and tell me.
I guess I don't have a choice. Before I was this, I lived in a town, a pretty large town, known by the name of Dreidelwood. And I was a gambler. I gambled for all sorts of things. I was addicted. I didn't know that my addiction was bad. I just kept gambling and gambling and gambling and gambling, and I kept asking for loans and asking for loans and asking for loans, and then it just piled up, and then the underground of the town just started to, want to cash in. I couldn't cash in. I didn't have money. I didn't have anything. And I turned to the one place that would accept me, that would pay off my loans. I signed a contract with the devil, and he paid off my loans. It was done. I thought it was over. I thought I could live my life and it was fine. And then he came back to me, and he said, "It's time to pay off your debt." I sold my soul. I was like, "Wait, no. It must be some mistake. It must be that I could take out another loan. I could just give me some more time." And he said, "No. Unless you have something bigger to offer." And I don't know why I said it. I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just gave up my soul. I should have just given myself up. And I said, "Why don't you take someone else? Why don't you take the whole town?" I didn't think he'd do it. I didn't think he'd do it. He said, "You want a little more time?" "Sure. Yeah. All the town's souls for a little more time." And like that, they were all gone. Everyone. And he said, "I'll be back for you. And you can't talk about this, or I'll know." And so I ran. Changed everything. I changed my name. I changed what I did. I couldn't look left or right without feeling like he was there watching. And now he knows I'm here. He probably knows I'm talking about it. He's gonna find me. I'm dead. I'm dead.
And the darkness melts away, and instead of seeing any glimpse of a past, all you see are all of the townspeople of Dreidelwood, faces wiped away like a slate wiped clean of chalk, all just staring at Dorvis. and one by one they disappear until a single solitary figure is left. And it looks up, and eyes burn straight into you. And then it fades away, and Dorvis is gone. So now it's just Travis sitting alone.
So, hey Joe, you want to play a game? I Spy with my little eye. Someone alone, needing friends. Joe? Okay. Fine. Oh, everybody talks about what they did, and yeah, mine is more about what I do. I, I, I can't get close to people because I hurt them. It was true I ruined my sister's life, but I'm divorced because I well I ruined my wife's life as well. I you know got married and joint accounts, and I didn't tell her, and I opened up another account and would just slowly take the money over there, and we had a kid. And the kid, I just I I even filed like life insurance claims on him and took the money for that. The kid is legally worth nothing because I've drained it. If it were to die, she would have nothing other than a broken heart, and I wouldn't have a kid. And honestly, I wouldn't care that I didn't have a wife or a kid. All I cared is that I had money and what I wanted, and I'm not even buying things with the money. I just want it. It's almost like a thrill. And honestly, like, yeah, I'm going through midlife, but I'm also just running. I'm running from what awaits me. Certainly jail and something worse in there. No, I don't know. I guess I'm just running into nice people, and I'll probably ruin their lives as well. And I feel nothing and will feel nothing.
And then the darkness stays. And Travis stays in the darkness. But now it's a different kind of alone. It's not alone as in you were the last person to tell your secret. It's alone as in now you have no one to tell anything to. It's not that you're under the effects of the drug, it's that this is the finality of your life, the way that you're leading it right now. It's a kind of total, complete loneliness that is reserved in hell for people. But soon that fades away, and everybody finds themselves looking bleary-eyed away from, into nothing, but back into the room that Joseph, oh my god, I can't even pronounce his name. What-a-how-it, that's what it was. Back into his den at the entrance to the new dank. And Joseph isn't there anymore. All that's left is a door wide open to a place you've never been, or a place that you've been before but is no longer familiar, and a new understanding of the people that you're traveling with. And the door is open. You can waltz right in.
So I want to be
get up
clear.
and I walk out. I walk in that door.
I want to be clear. I meant that I'm gay. Not that I like children. I want to like that. That's
No.
I think
We get it.
like that needs to be said. Like
Brooke,
that's
Brooke licks his thumb and wipes off the dirt where you put your eyebrows. Hey, man. I understand what you're doing here, but I wouldn't feel right if I didn't let you know that it's okay to be who you really are.
and I appreciate that. But like I hope that's to me being gay and not to you thinking that I like because again, it's like I just
No,
said it.
I'm well
I just
aware
said it
about
wrong.
the
I don't
children.
actually mean
Yeah.
that. Like that. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Oh, we're good.
Tangy, we get it. You know, the only unfortunate thing here is the fact that you're gay and your last name is Tang. It's very misleading. That's really the only issue that I have is
My parents had raised me on the intention of me being straight, so I mean they're kind of
right to throw off the scent. Well played. Well played. Like whenever you have BO, so you sprayed your car noir on you. Yeah, because that works. Good job, Tangy.
Ooh.
oh.
So
Yeah, Ken's not making eye contact with really anyone, just gonna walk through the door as well.
Yeah.
I smash the hookah. And I just go, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I
It was
don't
good.
ever
It was
want
good
anybody
shit.
to go
all
through
right?
that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Brooke takes a little puff before we walk on.
Suddenly gets sucked back into the.
Your next
No,
secret.
you're
Let's-
second.
I have no more secrets to give.
You better make one up.
I walk the door.
I look at everyone and I just go, so guys, it's you know, I'd love to keep journeying, but you guys obviously know what's gonna happen if you keep journeying with me. I will use you. However I see fit.
Well,
Only Brooks in there.
I think that as long as you do what's right, as long as ain't no one gets hurt, I see no harm in using folks for the most part, unless you do it to harm them, maybe your sister, but for the most part, carry what you've done, learn from it.
Right. Brooks, I have to say this. You are so forgiving. You're so forgiving.
I try to be for those who can't forgive. I try to overcompensate for what I've done
Right.
for those who can.
Right. Well, hey, my friend, let's go into the dank together and emerge together. Maybe.
Brooke
Hopefully.
tries to do the most polite, like squat to put his arm around Travis.
Yeah.
He's a whole 3 feet shorter than him.
I'm like reaching up. So hey, I just hold his hand at some point. I'm like, you know what? This works.
It's
Okay.
all right. This works.
Yeah.
all right. So everyone together enters into the tank. Dorvis leading, Ken following, and then Walter, Travis, and Brooke taking up the vanguard. And Ken, this is not the dank you remember, like at all. Like nothing about it. It smells like incense down here instead of like, well, death. There are not people
Shit.
waiting around every single corner with daggers drawn, with ready to cut purses, ready to cut throats. In fact, people are just kind of wandering around and having a good time. Some people are at least in this more eastern section of the new dank, some people are reciting poetry. Some people are tuning instruments. If you had no other like knowledge of what this place used to be, you would imagine that it was, akin to sort of almost like the backstage to some sort of music festival.
Okay. Um, would I know where the reservoir was?
Yes. So the dank as it exists, the form of it you would imagine hasn't really changed, despite the fact that the decorum and the people in it have.
Yeah.
So you know that if you follow the dank to the center point of the city, that it flows down into the reservoir, or used to flow down into the reservoir. Now it is just an empty pit, and that jumping into that pit is how you get to the reservoir.
Okay.
But
Alright.
you're unsure about what you may find on the way there.
Yeah. Yeah, figured that much. All right. So, if we are, if we want to meet and all this while still not making eye contact with anyone, if we want to make it to my contact, we have a long travel towards this center part of the city. Underneath the city, that's where the reservoir is, out of the dank, out of anything that I have known. Um, but
Hey, Ken.
Yeah.
You're not gonna kill me, right? Oh wait, you're not gonna kill them, right? You're not gonna kill our good half-orc friends.
I'm dead
Right?
anyway. Doesn't matter.
We're all together right now, right?
Yeah, you're all together.
Uh, Ken, I understand that everyone carries a bit of burden with that baggage they drag around, and whatever it may be, and whoever it may be towards. I understand that I'll put my faith in you to be who you believe to be is a good man. If you believe that a good man is someone who sells half orcs to whoever your contact may be, then by all means sell me. I'm not trying to get in your way of what your good idea may be. Now, if you understand that maybe it wasn't the most right thing to do, then I'm here to aid you on your path to knowledge. Either way, I'm here for all of y'all.
Kin's still just not making eye contact, just gonna kind of nod his head a few times and just stay not making eye contact with anyone.
So you guys wander through some of the and you're doing your best to sort of follow the back route to the center. That way you don't run into any of the major where some of the black markets used to be, where some of the old offices of hitmen used to be. The big open areas. You're trying to avoid those at all costs. So you're following sort of the back alleyways, if it were, as it were rather, of the new dank.
Did you mean the center of the city underneath, or did you mean like the center of the dank?
So the center of the dank. So it's rings up. Imagine rings down as well, like sort of mirroring the way that the citadel is up top.
Okay. So I didn't know that there were. Ken didn't know that there were more rings to the dank than just the southeastern section.
Right.
So. Okay.
You guys travel for a little bit, just sort of picking your way through people running with guitar cases, rolling drums, carrying brass and woodwind instruments, sort of running all past you. It seems like something very important is going on. and you do your best to sort of skirt by these people. But at some point, a young, we'll say a young tabaxi woman. Tabaxi, if you're not familiar, are cat people. A young tabaxi woman who's carrying a clipboard and frantically flipping through parchment papers stops all of you in your tracks with like a stare that says you're not where you're supposed to be. And then she speaks and says, "You're not where you're supposed to be."
It's funny. You were just looking at us like you were going to say that exact thing. I read people so well. Travis Tritt, the one and only. I have to ask you. There is so much going on. What is happening?
So you don't. So you're not. So you're. And then she like sort of like massages her temples for a second, and then goes back to flipping through pieces of parchment, and she says, "No one is supposed to be here right now, right here. No one is supposed to be here that is not performing in our slam poetry session. Now, we are missing approximately 5 people."
Oh no.
And that I am looking for right now because they are going on stage in about 5 minutes. And if you have the nerve to tell me that you aren't those 5 people, you don't want to know what I'm going to do to you.
Well, we don't have the nerve to say that because we happen to be those 5 people exactly. Don't check the names; doesn't matter because we know who we are. We know who we are.
Yeah, we know exactly what we're here for. That was a joke. I don't have a very good sense of humor.
Yeah, that was a very bad poem.
Artists rarely do.
Yeah, right.
You know how to get to the stage, I imagine?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I do. Look, I'm gonna come out and say it. You're kind of being a bitch right now. I mean, I'm going to listen to you, but you're kind of being very rude.
Turn that corner, and the next time that I see you, you better be on that goddamn stage. And she like turns around and scurries off.
Yeah. Oh,
Way to tell it like it is. You sure told it like it was.
Yeah, dude, that's the new Travis Tritt. I had self-discovery. I did tibia or whatever it is. I had a spiritual awakening. I did ayahuasca out of a hookah or whatever it was, and now I just get it. I'm awoken.
Do you guys know where the stage is?
Yeah, she pointed to it. She said, "Get over there." So
She did point, yeah.
She said turn around the corner and then go to the stage. Is it around the? I don't know.
Whatever.
Let's.
Let's
we're
just
gonna.
go.
Yeah.
So you turn around
Every single week, Glenn's gonna make us perform in some capacity.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's not...
So as you guys sort of turn the corner, you hear, like sort of like multiple snappings from like various like a large crowd is snapping all at once. There you go, just like that. And as you guys turn the corner, you see a group of, let's say, 4 who are waving to the audience, bowing a little bit. They're all wearing dark sunglasses, and they exit. And a somebody else with a clipboard, we'll say it's a young halfling woman, like sort of looks at like you guys, and like she like counts the list, and she holds up 5 fingers to whoever's in the front. Like asking, "Are you?"
Yeah, that's us.
And she like waves you over and like points to the stage where there is a there is one. Those like wooden beatboxes that like a lot of acoustic sets like the drummer will play on.
Mm-hmm.
There's one of those in the center, and then like a single what looks like a silken rope with like a little crystal ball sort of suspended in the air. That is sort of in front of that box. And she points to the box as in that's where you're supposed to go right now.
Boys,
I guess I'm gonna go.
Let's yep.
I
just gonna
reluctantly go.
All right. So as you guys make your way onto the stage, the snapping silences, and everyone's just looking at you all, like expecting something great. And then from off the corner, there's another sort of rope with a ball sort of suspended on it, and sitting on a like little like a three-legged stool is a lizard folk man, who has like his second eyelids are like over his eyes and they're like colored in black, so it's as if he's wearing sunglasses, and he says something to the effect of, he's coming off at the end and he says, "And now, ladies and gents, we have something very special for all you cool cats." And he points to like some of the tabaxi in the crowd, and he says, and hip folk, and he points to some of like the humans in the crowd out there who have come to listen to some great poetry. This is the group known as the Jazzy Five, and the Jazzy Five are going to do some group slam poetry for you all. And then without further ado, he just sort of like motions and says, "The Jazzy Five."
What?
And everyone in the audience just
Title of our first poem is Confusion.
holds their breath, like they're waiting for something.
Brooke steps in front of everyone, gives everyone a little, "Hey yo, we can figure this out." Kind of nod, and gestures to the crowd. "Don't let that animal inside you awaken and try to hide you. Let yourself be true. Without the wild, I wouldn't be me. Without my primal instinct, I wouldn't know what to be. Without the wild, I wouldn't be me."
And the crowd sort of like there's a couple of good snaps coming from the crowd, you know, as they eagerly await the next section of this slam poetry.
Walter Tang steps forward. He says, "I hate and I love. I hate others and I love myself. I hate myself and I love others. I hate myself and I love myself and I love others. I hate myself because I love others."
This gets some more snaps. Like, you know, the crowd's getting into it now. They're they're waiting with bated breath on the next poet to step up. And Brooke, you found that, like, you know, you sort of gravitated towards that little box in the center. So, you know, after Walter's done, if you want to, like, you know, give a couple of good little pats to the box in order to sort of signal him off, you know.
Yeah, I would love to beat on the box a little bit. Kind of like nodding to my compatriots while I get a rhythm going.
I walk out.
Okay.
Say, "We are who we don't want to be. We know what we need to be. I am slave to my emotions and inhibitions. I know I am our own reckoning. Cause you don't know me. Ha, ha, ha. I laugh at you. Cause I don't know me. Cause I fear me too. We are our own worst enemies."
The way you just stared at the camera too as you yelled it all.
So the audience, there's like, so the audience doesn't really know how to respond to what just happened. And like a couple people snap, and then a couple people like look at the people snapping, and they're like, "Do we snap too?" And then Brooke, like
We are our own enemy. Can I get a hell yeah from the crowd?
like three
I
people
walk
say
past
hell
Brooks,
yeah.
I walk past Brooks' box and I just go.
That's art.
Oh, good. Okay, who's next?
Ugh.
The audience is like has been offset. Like they are not sure what to think of what's coming next. Not sure what's about to happen anymore. They are like they are reeling from what just happened. They need somebody to sort of bring them back in. And as it sort of grows stale, like everyone is feeling a little bit awkward right now because someone needs to come out. You know, it's like that moment whenever somebody wipes too early in an improv scene, then like the back line's like, are we next? Do we go? Like, it's that sort of.
Dorvis is not only reluctant, like because of everything that's transpired, he's just not very good on stage.
Yeah. So Kin's I guess Kin's gonna step forward. It's like me who I take for granted, me who I put above others, who I think is greater, me. I keep it inside, but the me has not been shown yet. Me who is sorry, who knows his past, me who keeps it inside, me. I oh, me.
And then people snap, and like a lot of people felt that one, you know, like the sort of emotion that Kin was feeling inside, and like the pain and like the conflict that was very obvious on your face, like people resonated with that. And like then as the snaps sort of die down, like they're looking at Dorvis. Everyone, all eyes are on Dorvis.
Oh god.
And you hear a chant start to show up that's just Jazzy 5, Jazzy 5, Jazzy, and people are like putting their like hands in the air, like doing like fives towards you, like they're waiting for that last.
Brooke grabs Dorvis by the sleeve and pulls him to the front, and he goes, "Brooke Pendleton the second, we the Jazzy 5, yeah, bitch, you guessed it. Coming to the dank, it's the Jazzy 5, slam poetry from Dorvis. We live."
And then the crowd falls silent.
I look at all of my party members. I'm just like, I am a coward. I hide. I hide and I hide and I hide. I say I fight the good fight, but I just bide my time. I am a coward. I want to die. Yet I try and I try. I'm a coward. I run. I run away. Even though I should stay, I am a coward. I just wish everything would go away. I am a coward.
And then the lights fade on the stage, and they slowly rise back up, and everyone like they to hell with snapping. You know, they're all clapping for you, like they're yelling out the Jazzy Five. You know, they're waiting for a bow, and like everyone's like on their feet, and all eyes, especially like all eyes are looking at everybody. But Dorvis, you feel a pair of eyes watching you more intensely than that stage, the back of the room. And though you can't pinpoint where that glare is coming from, you know it's there. Somebody turns around from the back and exits. As everyone sort of cheers, the lizard folk that was sort of emceeing the whole event says, "Everybody, one last time for the Jazzy Five," and then like everyone goes crazy one more time, and then like the halfling who had the clipboard like motions for you guys to like exit the stage in like the opposite direction, and sort of it's your cue to leave the limelight for now.
When we leave, is there a place to sit?
You guys can exit into like a green room type area.
Fantastic. I sit.
Ken, you're fairly certain that where this stage is actually very close to where the reservoir entrance is as well. That this is sort of closer to like the way that you guys have been walking. You're closer to the center than you are from the edges right now.
Okay. Well, looks like this slam poetry event, I guess. Well, it's on its way, so we're growing ever closer to Johann, or the reservoir, and what I hope to be Johann, and maybe some other contacts down there that can help us.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, this is gonna sound weird, but I think I found my calling.
Me and you both, Travis. I had a little bit of. I like to do a little writing while in my journal about it. I like to do a little bit of poetry.
No, but I'm talking like I don't want to go. I want to stay. I want to be the best slam poet there is in all of Dank.
The dank does have that effect on people. As far
Dank
as
is
I gotta
Slam
say, what you did
poet.
say was pretty. Maybe I feel like you're ahead of your time. Maybe I mean you could definitely do it.
I am, and that's the thing is I don't have much time left because I'm old.
He's very ahead of his time. Hold on.
I know. Oh, it's guys. I gotta stay. I hope you understand.
And
I'm
then
happy.
so as like Travis says, "I've got to stay. I hope you understand." A voice like from like out of the shadows of, like the green room where you guys exited to, you see the lizard folk man who is sitting on the chair sort of emerge and says, I hope that none of you were planning on going anywhere. That was some of the best slam poetry I've ever heard. Excuse me, I'd better introduce myself. My name is Sistorak. It's nice to meet you.
It's
And he extends,
it's a pleasure to meet you.
and he like extends a scaly hand, and like the eyelids are still covered, like still glossy black. And like he reaches out his hand to like shake anyone who's here, like anybody who wants to accept the handshake, like it's there.
I
Brooks
accept.
would heartily accepts.
So
I
he
also accept it.
so he shakes multiple. He shakes like all of your hands. He goes, "Oh yeah, but where are my manners? You see, I'm in charge of this entire district of the Dank, and I was very surprised to see that the Jazzy Five were made up of such eclectic people. It's funny. You all look just so gosh dang familiar. Where have I seen you before?"
I don't know.
Did you at one? Have you heard the musical The Pyramids at Large?
Pyramids at large. Now, here's what I know about the pyramids. I've never been much of a theater person myself. I always prefer the impromptu, the spoken word, right, rather than all that falutency on the stage. And the pyramids at large, the only thing I know about that is that it was produced by my good friend Swift Johansson. Do you guys know Swift?
I mean,
In passing.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, I've heard some stuff about this person.
who doesn't know Swift these days?
Travis is like visibly biting his lips right now, just like at his friends. Like,
Actually, you know what? They say that the original theater was born out of poetry and some ritualistic need for some spiritual connection to this world or the other, and I think that Swift would really like to meet you all. I think Swift would really like to meet you all.
While this is happening, can I make a stealth roll to see if I can get behind him without him noticing?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
It's been a while since we've done a roll.
Yeah,
it's been a hot
more
minute.
than an hour and a half.
Hell yes.
Like,
Okay,
it's-
that's a 19.
19. Yeah, you're able to like edge your way around him to where like you're on his back, like 3/4, like sort of like that diagonal.
All right. Ken's gonna draw his swords and he's gonna try to stab this man right through the gut from the back.
I make a stealth check too.
Uh,
Is it too late?
so you have to Travis, make yours with disadvantage because you shook his hand. So he's like,
he knows you're right.
he knows
there.
you're right there.
Okay.
But Ken, after Travis makes his stealth roll, go ahead and make your attack roll with advantage.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to. Am I allowed to use my bonus action to make the second attack for 2-weapon fighting?
Yes.
Okay.
What'd you get on your roll, Travis?
I rolled a 13, but I do have let me see. I am God damn it, come on.
Shit, I gotta get my wand.
But I have a +7 in stealth.
There's a 20 total.
Yes.
Okay. So, you see Ken sort of flanking like around his right, and you start flanking to your left. And like both of you have good angles to just like sort of lunge at him if you want to.
Yeah. I look at Ken and I just go, and I pull out my short sword, and I'm like,
Oh my god.
So go ahead and make an attack roll with
Alright.
advantage. What did you get, Ken?
Okay. Oh boy. It is. First one is a 7, so that first one misses. That was with advantage as well. Oh lord.
Guys.
And the second one is a 15.
Total 15.
15, yes.
Okay. And what did you roll, Travis?
I rolled a 13 and then adding proficiency bonus, right? Or constitution, right?
So if you look at your attacks, it'll say your hit/DC. It'll have a plus number on your character sheet.
So you might
Add
have
that.
to set up your equipment if you go to equipment real
Uh,
quick and
Oh yeah.
box in
it'll
your
be-
weapons you're using.
It'll be a +4 with a short sword.
Yeah.
Add 4 to it. Yeah, Travis.
Okay.
Whatever you
So
roll, add
that
4.
is a let's see, 17.
17. All right.
Mm.
Both of you do hit, so go ahead and roll damage. A short sword will be a D6.
All right.
That's 6.
6 plus your strength mod, or 6 total.
I don't have a modifier, but 6.
Okay.
Let me see. 6 plus.
You also get your sneak attack, because you rolled with advantage, Travis. So you get an
Okay.
extra 2d6.
Ooh. Nice. Okay, so that's a 9, and then add my strength to it. So that's 2, 10, so 11.
11 total.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So Ken had a 6. You have an 11, so that's a 17 total. Um, so you both just like Ken comes in. You both just stab like directly into the ribs and just like push upward. And like uh uh Sistora just like flinches a little bit and then like shuffles slightly and like turns to look at both of you and then just like grabs onto the blades and just like pushes them out of his body and like looks at his hand where like he's bloody and is just like kind of in shock about what's going on and then just like blinks a couple of times and then just like falls to his knees and just, well, that was just very uncool. I'm gonna need a second from that one. Just give me just a little bit. And he's going to start like humming a tune.
Brooke is gonna shillelagh the his U wand and give him a big old fucking clonk on the head.
Okay, so give me just 1 second. I need to look at something.
All right, I'm gonna grab my dice tower while we do that because I haven't rolled anything yet.
Yeah.
All of my dice are at your house, Brendan. All of it.
No, I know. I was cleaning them all up. I got everyone, all the people over this weekend, and I had the fuck is all? What are all these little action figures? They're miniatures. God damn it!
They're not action figures.
So as he's sort of like humming the tune, like you go to raise your wand, Brooke, he just like out of his lips like emanates a very like hissing sort of word that you can't quite pick up, but instantly you become stunned. Like you the effect stun just hits you and you are frozen in place. And then like he sort of like cracks his neck a little bit and like continues to sort of hum along.
Oh, shit.
And he's like starts to find a rhythm, and like starts to like roll his shoulders a little bit, and he starts to like fade in and out of existence, like yeah. What's up?
Quick question. With my new ability, the Dread Ambusher,
Yeah.
it gives me another attack. For my weapons, would I be able to do that while this is happening?
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Okay. Or actually, it just adds additional damage. Would that?
Yeah, we can like sort of
one additional weapon attack that deals an extra 1d8. So it is an extra attack. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. All right. That is a 13.
Yeah, that one's not going to be able to get through.
Damn.
So
okay.
like he's chanting now, and like you see like where you tore through, like you go to stab again, and the scales that you just ripped up from like your blow have already like refit themselves together. And he's like standing up now, and he looks as if you didn't even hit him at all. And he's just gonna turn towards everybody, and he's gonna go, now, I think I'm starting to remember where I saw you all at. And I'm not happy with what you're doing right now. And here's what I'm going to say. Travis, you see a single opening as the recognition of Sistora sort of like clicks into place, and he's focusing on the group that is not you. Because he knows exactly who Ken, Dorvis, Walter, and Brooke are now. He knows exactly who they are, and he knows how much of a pain in the ass they have been towards Swift and towards his friend Torek. And Travis, you've always been a selfish person. Always. And this might be the first time in your mind that you think to yourself, well, really, you have two options in front of you. In this momentary lapse, while he is not paying attention to you, you can leave the way you came, and leave all 4 of these guys completely in the dust. Or you can do your best to cause a distraction, even for just a moment, so that they can get to the reservoir.
Okay.
And the choice is yours.
All right. Let me see what I got.
Man, this is tense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's. I can
Ah,
feel the tension.
Dorvis is not having a good day.
Got the tension with this utensil of some sort.
With a spoon.
A spoon.
Um, I take um I take a rope out of my bags or out of my bag, my backpack,
Mhm.
and I tie his legs together.
Okay.
And so he can't move. So I tie his legs together and I look at the rest of the guys and I'm like, I'm sorry guys, but I told you this was gonna happen. Well, I told Brooks this was gonna happen. But you know, I guess on the bright side he can't move, right? Hey, well, thank y'all for bringing me along and good luck. And I start to run off.
And we'll say that Sistora like hears you run away, but he is like dead focused on the group in front of him. And he goes to take a step and stumbles slightly over the rope.
I'm running away. We are going to
Yeah.
the reservoir. We're moving. We're moving.
Once he
I'm moving.
stumbles, I run. Yeah, it's like, well,
I'll cast the second. There's a door leading out of here?
Yeah.
The second we all make it out of the door, I'm gonna cast Fog Cloud
Nice.
in the room.
How far away am I at the moment?
You managed to make it back to where the stage manager was.
Okay. Trying to think. Can I make an action, or have I already kind of used that?
You can make an action. What do you want to do?
Okay. I look back and I feel like, well, and I look at my arrow and I'm like, well, one more for safe measure. And I take a shot and I shoot at him while he's on the ground,
Okay.
and then run off after.
Yeah, so he like stumbles and he looks up and like the fog cloud appears in the doorway where you all just left, and he goes, "It's a shame for you all that nothing escapes my sight." And then like he like sort of turns around and he goes, "Not even," and like he turns to look at Travis and the arrow like hits like strikes him in the eye. And he like goes down and like he just roars in pain. And then the group leaves, leaving behind Travis, leaving behind Sistora, and leaving behind the stage where you all just shared a moment, heading towards a dark abyss. Who knows what's down there?
Okay. While I leave, would I be able to? Would this be a different action, different turn than before? Because I know I already used my bonus action.
What we will say is that we are going to end it right there.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do, save it for next time.
Okay.
We will start with like a chase sequence or something for the next time.
Okay.
But I think that's as good a place as any to sort of leave off on the story for now. Thank you for everybody who watched this session 4. Oh my god, I never updated my activity thing. Ah, well. This was session 4. I know it says session 3. We're sorry. But thank you for watching session 4 of The Final Rule. Thank you for everybody who watched, who will watch, who is listening to the podcast. Without all of you, we would be, basically doing this for ourselves, which, though fun, serves no purpose. So we appreciate everybody who watching and everyone who participated in chat. In this case, just Jammy Dodger, a great friend of mine who actually made this overlay for me. And, of course, Watitney. Thank you both for watching. Thank you for playing along. And one more time, let's go ahead and say who we are and where you can find us. And if you have anything that's going on, go ahead and promote that as well. So let's start with you, Chase.
All right. Hey guys, this is Chase. I play Dorvis. You can find me on Twitch at Cut to the Chase or on Twitter at Cut to the Chase 9. There we go.
Go ahead,
All
Justin.
right. I'm Justin. I play Kintorla, and you can find me at Drinks and Dice Gaming on Twitch or D-Dice Gaming on Twitter.
Vince.
Hi, I'm Vincent. Today I was the voice of Walter Tang. You can find me on here because I have mostly just this going on, but also on Instagram. And I'm a theater major because I also have that going on.
Thank you, Vincent. Hey, Brendan.
Don't have anything to plug yet. Stuff is coming out at some point. You can find me here, wherever you can find us, Spotify, Twitch, whatever. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Brendan Weiss. Post a lot of random stuff. That's pretty much it.
And finally, Mike.
Cool. I'm Michael Moss. I play Travis Tritt, and
I almost forgot what your normal voice sounded like. I'm sorry.
So, hey, I'm sorry for you because this is what it sounds like.
No, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Beautiful.
Yeah, it needs a little bit more gravelly. I'll start unfiltered. No, you can find me at Michael Joseph Moss on Instagram and check out latcocomedy.com and latco_comedy on Instagram. We do shows twice a month, and also we are doing classes and workshops and everything. If you're into improv or are looking into getting into improv, yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody, once again. I have been your Dungeon Master, Glenn Underwood. You can find me at Twitter at May_tag official or on Twitch. I will eventually be doing more streams other than just this, but this is mainly where you'll find me. Everyone, let's say goodbye. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.